Sports Snippets, Dennis Sullivan here on a Friday the 27th of November. How are you today? Hope you're enjoying yourself on this wonderful day after Thanksgiving. And I hope you had a tremendous Thanksgiving holiday and are enjoying this entire holiday weekend. Let's get into the discussion today. I want to focus on a couple of things here concerning the Miami Dolphins. I also want to talk a little bit about the game that just finished up a few short days ago with that 20-13 loss to the Denver Broncos, snapping the Dolphins' 5-game winning streak. But before we get started with all these wonderful topics, if you do like and thoroughly believe the content of this particular video was positive and good, go ahead and hit that like button, will you? Do me a favor and hit that like button, and we'll call it even. How does that sound? So let's get into it, guys. First up, first subject, the big thing that's being discussed right now, Tua or Fitzpatrick. Who do the Dolphins start moving forward? Who do they go with moving forward? Before I give you my take on it, let's not kid ourselves, Dolphin fans. We have, for better or worse, whether it's good or maybe not so good, this is now a definite, what you would call a quarterback controversy. Definitely. You could take your sides, you could justify it one way or another, but you got one guy starting and you got the other guy sitting there or standing there on the sidelines waiting to come in if need be. And you can really make a case for Tua, and you can also make a case for Fitzpatrick as far as who the Dolphins should be starting moving forward. I just want to touch on a few things regarding Tua. Now, before I do get started, yes, he's only a rookie. We have to keep that in mind. He's, in all likelihood, Tua will get better in time. He's going to improve. He's going to get more of a feel for things. Now, while I've said that, the numbers don't lie in that he's only thrown for just over 600 yards in 4 starts. Technically, he hasn't even thrown for 600 yards in 4 starts because, if you recall, he had that one pass completed to Patrick Laird, went for about 7 or 8 yards when he was coming in at the end there. I believe that was the Jet game, but that was the game prior to him becoming the starting quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. So the good thing is that Tua is 3-1 as a starter, even with the loss to the Broncos. The not so good thing is, in those 4 starts, he's put up passing totals of only 83, 169, 248, and 93 yards. Guys, that's not going to get it done. 3 of the 4 starts below 200 yards. Technically, 2 of them were actually under 100 yards. Sure, he would have thrown for over 100 yards last game, but he was taken out with about 10 minutes left because we weren't moving. The Dolphins were simply, it got to the point the Dolphins were not moving the ball. They just weren't. They weren't getting first downs. They scored that early touchdown, but that was generated from a turnover, the interception. Okay, so, guys, this is just one. The Dolphin offense is just not moving with Tua under center. It's just not. They're playing a little bit more inspired. I think they're rallying around him, but there's a few ways to look at this. Now, Fitzpatrick comes in that game. We're down 20-10 against the Broncos, leads them to a field goal, or at least the drive leads to a field goal attempt, which was converted. Dolphins get that break with the Melvin Gordon fumble about the 1-yard line. A little over 5 minutes left. Fitzpatrick leads them almost the entire length of the field, throwing just missiles down the field. He's throwing completes to the sidelines over the middle, only to be intercepted in the end zone at the end. But we saw a lot more positive things happening with Fitzpatrick, at least in that game. Yes, he would get intercepted at the very end on that juggled ball in the end zone. It kind of bounced around a little bit there, then got intercepted. But still, I mean, he would throw for 117 yards with Fitzpatrick in less than a quarter. So, yes, Tua is the future. He's technically auditioning for this role when you think about it. Still, I mean, we don't know. He probably will get a lot better, but for right now, my vote is Fitzpatrick. Let me just share that with you. I think the team has a better chance to win with Fitzpatrick in there right now. That doesn't mean next year, but right now. Okay, so next up, Coach Flores. Guys, with Coach Flores, he doesn't owe the media any explanations on anything. He doesn't owe any, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I mean, he did give his opinion and he did give his analysis on what happened and that he did put Fitzpatrick in because he pretty much had to. In that situation, he felt that gave the team the best chance to win. That's really all. I mean, we can't. I'm hearing like the media saying things like, "Well, you should, really address the fact that, this may happen or that may happen." He really doesn't have to do anything other than coach the team, explain why he made these moves, and that's it. He's doing a great job. Dolphins only a game out of first in the AFC East, sitting at 6-4. I mean, if the season were to end today, Coach Flores would probably be one of the main candidates, I would think, for Coach of the Year. So let's just leave that where it is. Why don't we do that and just see how things play out? Little bit of a concern last game with the run defense. I was concerned with that. Broncos were moving the ball pretty consistently on the ground. They do have two good running backs. We know that. They ran the ball very effectively against the Dolphins, did Melvin Gordon and also Patrick Lindsay. Or make that Philip Lindsay. Sorry about that. Philip Lindsay. Both ran the ball very well against the Dolphins. So we have to keep an eye on that in not just on Sunday against the Jets, but in weeks to come. Let's go through the numbers real quick in that loss, which again was a 20-13 defeat in Week 11. The hands of the Denver Broncos. Drew Lock would go 18 out of 30, throwing the football, 270 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception. Melvin Gordon, 15 carries, 84 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Philip Lindsay would rush for 82 yards on only 16 carries. It's over 5 yards a carry for Lindsay, and even Drew Lock would help his own cause with 2 carries for 23 yards. Tim Patrick had a big game for the Broncos, receiving the football, 5 catches, 119 yards. Noah Fant had 4 catches, 55 yards. The rookie Jerry Jeudy, who's having a real nice season, was a little quiet in this one, 3 catches, 37 yards. KJ Hamler, 4 catches, 35 yards. Nick Vannett had 2 catches for 24 yards. Now, talking about the Dolphins, of course, also you had the Xavier Howard interception as well. I wanted to point that out, from which set up the first scoring touchdown. That was nice. Oh no, that was the Xavier Howard interception. Led to the first score. Wanted to mention that to you guys. Just a few moments ago, and that was a big stat for the Dolphins. As we move into the breakdown of the Dolphin statistics for the offense, Fitzpatrick would finish 12 of 18, 117 yards in less than a quarter. No touchdowns, 1 interception. Tua, 11 for 20, 83 yards and a touchdown. He was sacked 6 times. Was an interception. I mean, you look at that touchdown-interception ratio, it's really good. 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. But guys, we got to put up more productivity in the passing game. It's really that simple, or else forget it. All the progress on the ground, they're just going to be stacking up against the run. Next thing you know, we can't even run the ball. Salvon Ahmed had a decent game, 12 carries, 43 yards. Average. That's pretty average as far as running the football. Fitzpatrick helped his cause, 2 carries, 6 yards. Matt Breida, 2 carries, 4 yards. Jakeem Grant had a 1 carry and 3 yards gained. Why aren't we using Matt Breida more? Please explain that to me. Please explain that to me in the comments. Why isn't Matt Breida involved a little bit more in the offense? I just don't get it. And he wasn't involved in the passing game. He's a good receiving running back. I don't understand that at all. So he basically had like 2 touches is basically what we're looking at here for Matt Breida in the loss to the Broncos. That's a little frustrating, guys. I'm sorry. That's a little frustrating. Receiving breakdown for the Dolphins, he had Devontae Parker led the way, 6 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown. The touchdown reception was from Tua, but his numbers just went right up as soon as Fitzpatrick would come in. Boom, he's catching the ball on the sideline. He's catching the ball here. Mike Gesicki, 4 catches, 43 yards for the tight end. Ahmed out of the backfield had 5 catches, 31 yards. Malcolm Perry, 23 yards receiving on 3 catches. Antonio Callaway had a 13-yard catch reception. Jakeem Grant, a little bit quiet in this one, 2 catches, 12 yards. Mac Hollins had a catch for 9 yards. Patrick Laird had a catch for 8 yards. So, guys, the offense came alive. I mean, it did come alive in the fourth quarter once Fitzpatrick entered the game. The unknown thing here is we just don't know how much better Tua is going to get. We don't know if he's going to even get better. He probably will be. That would be my guess. But right now, it clearly looks to me like Ryan Fitzpatrick is the way to go. Now, one of the last things I want to talk about in this video is the schedule breakdown. The schedule breakdown is very, very important. And it's very interesting to look at because there's the next two games. Then there's like, not a bye, but it's almost like we can draw a line after those 2 games, and then the last 4. Here's what I mean. Next 2 are at the Jets this Sunday the 29th, and then the following Sunday home against the Joe Burrow-less Bengals. Both of those games are pretty much, guys, must-wins. Is the season over if we lose one of those games? No, the season's not over if we lose one of those games. But you really need both those games. Yes, you want to take one at a time. Yes. But we need both of those. Last 4 go a little something like this. This is where it gets tight. These are the last 4 games for the Dolphins. Home against the 9-1 Super Bowl returning Super Bowl champion Chiefs. Home against the Patriots. You know, that's, first of all, that's never easy. Second of all, the Patriots at that point could very well be in the hunt for a wild card spot. They're 4-6 now, but I mean, that's still a couple of weeks away. Anything can happen. Patriots could be right there going for a wild card. Last 2 at the Las Vegas Raiders. You know, that's not going to be easy. They have an identical record as the Dolphins right now. It's 6-4. And then the final game of the season at Buffalo, at division-leading Buffalo, is 7-3 right now. Made a lot of noise this season. Have a high-profile quarterback in Josh Allen, and that game is going to be on January 3rd in Buffalo. You think the weather's going to be just a little off in that one? I have a feeling it will be. And thumbs up meaning the weather will be bad, not thumbs up that I'm happy that the weather will be bad. So the best we could hope for in that game is just cold temperatures and sunshine out. You know, sunny and 20 degrees would be like the best scenario that we could probably hope for in that one if you're a Dolphin fan playing in Buffalo on January 3rd. So that's where I leave it, everyone. That's kind of where I leave you. The big topic being Tua or Fitzpatrick. Big game this Sunday against the winless New York Jets, the only team who has not won a game yet. They're 0-10. But here's the thing. They are coming closer and closer in these games. They're starting to score more points, are the Jets. They are pretty much lately have been knocking on the door now to get that first win. Dolphins got to be careful here. Can't go in, sleepwalk in, or not 100%, or else they will lose that game. We got to be careful here. Yes, it's the 0-10 Jets. You're on the road. They've been playing better lately. This is a rivalry game. I mean, it's pretty obvious that the Dolphins have to treat this like any other game. Go in there. We don't have that luxury of taking anyone lightly at all. And remember, if it was only last year when the Dolphins couldn't win a game and there was talk about will the Dolphins win any games. Okay, if we recall, I think we started 0-7 in 2019, would finish 5-11. But when the Dolphins are 0-4, 0-5, 0-6, they were getting destroyed by teams. Then they started playing a little better. Then the wins started coming. Well, the Jets were getting destroyed by other teams. Now, not so much the case. They have been more competitive. So the Dolphins need to be careful here. Leave me some comments, guys. I want to hear what you think, too, on the Tua Fitzpatrick scenario. I do consider that to most definitely be a quarterback controversy. I mean, I don't like to use those words. I know it sounds a little dramatic, but you can take your side there. Tua is really, yes, the guy for the future, and yes, he's only a rookie, but I mean, come on. They're moving the ball so much better. At least they were against the Broncos with Fitzpatrick under center. So for now, this is Dennis Sullivan saying, I'll see you, yes, you, next time. That's right, that's you right there. I'll see you next time. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.